Here is the must-watch top scenes of Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 1 Episode 1 released a few hours ago. 1. Earthbender vs Firebender opening scene. The story of Avatar: The Last Airbender in Episode 1 opens with a citizen of the Earth Kingdom being pursued across city streets by Firebenders. He informs his companion of the Fire Nation's plans to provoke a war, but advises him to leave to the Earth Kingdom while he deals with his pursuers. The Firebenders grab him and deliver him before the Fire Lord.
2. All eyes will be on the Earth King. It's about one who lives among them, which is
Fire Lord Sozin, the Ruth conquer the world. His for all 4 elements, an Airbender.
2. Firebender's brutal assault on the temple. Brother Gyatso claims that Aang nevertheless has a lot to discover, but his fellow nomads insist that Aang depart quickly to begin his study in the other arts so that he can restore equilibrium. Gyatso then discloses Aang's actual identity to him, and the 12-year-old struggles with his new responsibility as he plans to go on his sky bison, Appa. Suddenly, Fire Nation forces begin a savage attack on the temple, leaving no survivors.
It's getting kind of rough.
stay down.
3. Aang and Appa drowning scene. When Fire Nation troops launch a brutal assault on the temple, Aang tacks to the SK with the Sky Bison Appa. While out on his journey, Aang is unaware of the assault that the Fire Tribe has launched on his entire village. He and Appa are caught by a huge wave and fall below the tides, drowning to the bottom of the sea before emerging later trapped in an ice dome. Sokka and Katara boat scene. Subsequently we travel to Wolf Cove, home of the Southern Water Tribe. We meet the siblings Sokka and Katara, who will be Aang's touring buddies. After their dad left for the battle with the Fire Nation, adolescent Sokka assumed the tribe's leader, while Katara practiced waterbending in covertly. Sokka and Katara go off on a boat expedition, but their canoe is pushed along by some currents, revealing a massive iceberg. This building explodes and launches a massive beam of energy into the sky. A signal seen by Prince Zuko, who is on board a Fire Nation ship somewhere in the region. His father, Fire Lord Ozai, has banned him from the nation until he discovers the Avatar, and he is determined to uncover any hint of the Avatar's location. As a result, this was caused by Aang, who was locked within. He falls, and Katara encourages her brother to accompany him back to their village to assist the little child. Zuko also sets sail toward Wolf Cove, the only village in the area, figuring there is where he would be transported.
Where did he come from? A mysterious little bald person. Here. I don't like this.
Let me take it.
We won't get any answers until he wakes up.
Where do you think we'll find the Avatar? My beams are nothing more than celestial glimpse of the Avatar. And I'll keep has banished me until I time you see it. It'll be worth it once I return home in glory to take me. But for me...
5. Aang summons Appa the Sky Bison. When Aang awakens in the village, he learns from Gran, Katara and Sokka's grandmother that he has been locked up for 100 years and is now the last Airbender. He also calls Appa to his side, much to the peasants' surprise.
He could be the enemy.
The enemy? Hey. Appa? Have you seen him? He is an Airbender. Have you seen Appa? Rose, Sky Bison. Sky Bison.
6. Prince Zuko attacks the water tribe of Wolf Cove. Zuko's Fire Nation soldiers are sighted outside the community, and Gran deduces that Aang must be the Avatar, which is why they're here. Sokka prepares to protect the village while accusing Aang of acting as a coward for hiding away when the world wanted the Avatar the most. Katara takes him with other tribe members to keep him safe. Zuko and his troops approach the gates. He claims he simply wants the Avatar and will do no damage as long as the tribe hand him up. 7. Aang and Sokka versus Prince Zuko and his army. Zuko and his troops are now at the gates of Water Tribe. Prince Zuko tells Sokka he is here for the Avatar threatening to burn the village to the ground. Sokka intends to surrender Aang, but Katara persuades him not to, so he goes out on the ice and confronts Zuko directly. He invites the prince to a one-on-one combat. Zuko has been training to meet the Avatar, and Sokka is no match for him. But, just as he prepares to execute Sokka, Aang steps in and repels the Firebenders with the assistance of the people. Zuko orders that the settlement be burned down, but Aang agrees to submit as long as the Water Tribe is left alone.
We have to drill, and don't let the young ones push you around.
8. Aang breaks out from capture and escapes from Fire Nation's ship. Aang is imprisoned, but he discreetly uses his airbending abilities to steal the keys to his cell from one of his guards and escape. He leaps off deck and uses his staff, which extends and exposes partial wings to fly far away from the ship, but Zuko blasts him down with a fireball, sending him plummeting to the ground below. Luckily, Katara and Sokka, who had mounted Appa and followed Aang, arrive just in time, and Sokka pulls him onto the Sky Bison. Nine. Katara versus Prince Zuko. Katara hasn't honed her waterbending abilities, but she comes through when Aang and Sokka need her the most. Zuko opens fire on Aang, and he clearly strikes him. Aang begins to free fall from the sky, but is grabbed just in time by Sokka atop Appa. Zuko tries to shoot again, but Katara stops his blast with her waterbending abilities.
They're gonna keep coming after you.
Wait, so where do we go?
10. Aang breaks down emotionally on seeing Gyatso dead and the air village wiped out. Katara and Sokka on the beast turn to Aang for direction, since they can't carry him back to Wolf Cove without inviting further attacks from the Fire Nation. Aang leads them back to the temple, which is in full ruins. When Aang lays sight on Gyatso's body, he is filled with emotion, and his abilities create a huge whirlwind to form around him. It's an obvious indication of his strength, as well as his inability to manage it for the time being. Seeing his home in ruins, Aang vows to accomplish the job he set out on 100 years ago, to finish his training and learn the other bending arts, so the air nomad's sacrifices are not in vain, and he may destroy the Fire Nation and restore balance among the four peoples.
So much of everything is that. For me, bring balance back to the world. We've lost something that we realized it back. And I don't know if I have what it takes. It's just the beginning.